Mayuresh Joshi also joins us. Mayuresh, what do you make of the numbers? They are in line with the ET Now poll. So financially, we don't have much more detail. But what would you now looking ahead, what would you want to know from the management of Sun Pharma in terms of what is the outlook ahead? What are the three key questions that you would want to ask them now?
I mean, the basic three things would be the resolution of the Halol facility and what kind of remedial and resolution methodologies or mediation efforts have been undertaken. Second, I think with the US portfolio specifically, what happens with the derma portfolio with Taro and the launches thereof as well. And third will be the integration with Ranbaxy, the synergies and what kind of value addition is the management looking at from an FY18 perspective.
Mayuresh, do you believe that the Ranbaxy consolidation and the integration is finally playing into Sun Pharma, or will it take more time?
No, it has started playing out, but for a meaningful playout to happen, I think the management commentary on how this will play out over FY18 will be extremely crucial. Having said that, probably I think the kind of benefits that one is looking at in terms of the core integration to come through can be anywhere between 280 to 300 million dollars. But again, I think the management confirmation on the same will probably lay emphasis on the fact that the integration is started to bear fruit, and that will really fructify FY18 onwards.
What would you want to ask Sun Pharma? The management conference call is there at 6:30. What clarity do you want on Sun Pharma now?
So I think firstly it would be on Gromedza because they have just got the approval and some clarity on how the pricing, what kind of pricing would they look at, and also the competition where they see, because we are already aware that Actavis is one more a competitor which might enter, and but indications from Lupin are coming that it could be little later. So any indication on that from Sun as well would be quite positive, because then Sun would have less competition in the market. The pricing also we expect would not be that bad in that sense. So that is one thing. Secondly, of course, is on the halal side, because they were expecting, they had already invited the FDA, so we were expecting the inspection to happen in the next month, or at least in the near term. So any clarity on that front. Plus, obviously, on how the ramp up on halal would be, because we have to remember that in the past there were constraints from the supply side from halal because of the remediation that were ongoing. Now, with all done, at least even if the FDA comes in a little late, at least a ramp up should be expected. So clarity on that front also would be helpful.
Meeta, I just wanted to talk a little bit about now what is the outlook on Sun Pharma. It's been an inline set of numbers this time around. What's the advice and what would you tell investors to do?
So we've been positive, and we'll work out once we have the conference call in place.
Mayuresh, your advice, 808 on Sun Pharma after an inline set of numbers, fairly undeterred.
Oh yes, and again I think as per Angel Research, I think the accumulative still continues. But again, I think we'll need to understand from the management commentary all the aspects that he's talking about, and then we'll probably have a relook at our numbers.
Go on that note, Meeta, as well as Mayuresh, many thanks for joining in and giving us a synopsis of what you made of Sun Pharma's numbers. An inline set, the stock is just about flat at 808. That's the management then of SBI gearing up to talk